What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre and I'm going to be doing my ranking for the Shrek franchise. In addition to the 4 movies, I'm going to include the 2 holiday specials and one of the shorts that I also reviewed, and the spin-off movie Puss in Boots. So altogether there's 8 entries in this franchise that I'm going to be ranking and stuff. And I'm not going to include the play, which I did get the DVD version of the play that was pre-recorded out and stuff, that I had been wanting to see it for a long time, and I watched it and everything, but I'm not going to do that because I didn't review it and stuff, because I don't really know what to think of it. I'm going to have to give it another rewatch to really decide how much I like that one or not. So I'm not going to include that in this ranking and everything. So but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get going. Coming in at number 8 is The Ghost of Lord Farquaad. This one is a fine little short. It's not anything super special or anything. It was made as a theme park ride at Universal Studios called Shrek 4D, and it got re-released as The Ghost of Lord Farquaad on Netflix and stuff, and it's been released on DVD as Shrek 3D, so it's had like tons of different titles, but I'm just calling it The Ghost of Lord Farquaad because when you look it up on the internet, that's what it pops up as. This is an okay little short. It takes place just right after the first movie and a little bit before the second, when Shrek and Fiona are on their way to their honeymoon, and the Ghost of Lord Farquaad shows up and is trying to take Fiona. He wants to kill her so she can be his queen in the underworld, and Shrek and Donkey have to rescue her. It's just only like 12-minute short and everything, so it's not really anything super great. I'm sure it would be a lot better to experience as a ride. If I heard like the Shrek 4D ride is a lot better than just watching it on a DVD, but it's okay and everything, but it is my least favorite out of the Shrek franchise. So this is number 8, and number 7 is Scared Shrekless. This one is okay. I actually enjoy some things about it, like the stories and stuff that the characters tell for the most part are really good, except for the Boots Motel segment, which was just really ridiculous. Puss and Donkey trying to one-up each other in telling the story and doing all kinds of kooky stuff. It's okay, but it just kind of is annoying. But it does have some really funny gags and stuff, and some pretty big FUs to Disney and stuff. Like, it was their last-ditch effort to throw some shade at Disney one last time, because this was the last thing that came out of the Shrek franchise and everything. Aside from Puss in Boots, I mean, but like with the main characters from Shrek. And I really enjoy this short, though. It has some really funny moments, especially the Shrek's scene. It's hilarious, and it's a fun little Halloween special. It's not anything super great, but it's likable, so it's number 7. And number 6 is Puss in Boots. I've only seen this movie a couple times. It's not one of those that I'm going to want to revisit very often. I saw it in the theater, and then I didn't see it again for almost 10 years until I watched it for my review. And it's an okay movie. It just is mediocre. It's not anything special. It's kind of forgettable and stuff, but it has its moments. And I think Kitty Softpaws is a pretty cool character and love interest for Puss in Boots and everything. Salma Hayek does a really great job voicing her, and Zach Galifianakis is really good as Humpty Alexander Dumpty and stuff. And like once the second act kicks in, the movie gets going pretty good, but like the first 30 to 40 minutes of the movie is really slow, and then the second half of the movie just goes by really fast and stuff. When it gets to the third act, it really flies by. Like, it felt really rushed. I think they could have gave it an extra 15 minutes or so, and it would have probably been a little bit better, but it's a alright movie. So Puss in Boots is number 6, and number 5 is Shrek the Third, the one that most people would say is the very worst thing to come out of the franchise. And as far as the movies goes, it is easily my least favorite out of the core 4 Shrek movies and everything, and I can get why a lot of people don't like it and everything, and it's just barely over Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots has the potential to maybe move up on rewatch and stuff, because it seems like every time I watch Shrek Third, I like it a little bit less every time. It's not as funny. The jokes and stuff are really stale, and some of them are really cringy, like when the way the teenagers and stuff act and talk are really cringy and pretty much stereotypical of how old people think teenagers would talk and stuff, especially at the time this movie came out and stuff. It was really kind of dumb and everything. I will say though that the scene when Shrek is trying to act all cool and talk like a teenager and stuff to Arthur, and Arthur starts running away saying the thing about help me, I'm being chased by a monster trying to relate to me or something like that. That part always does crack me up and stuff, but the other stuff in it is just really cringy. Prince Charming is a really terrible villain. He's not very well written in this movie. He was okay in the previous movie, but he just wasn't very well written in this one, and this movie could have been so much better and had a lot of good potential, but it kind of killed the franchise. Like, after this movie came out, people just stopped caring about the Shrek franchise, and which really sucks, because other stuff that came out after this were pretty good and everything. So Shrek the Third is number 5, and number 4 is Shrek The Halls. I absolutely love this Christmas special. I watch it every single year and everything. It's one of those, it ain't Christmas until I've watched Shrek learn the meaning of Christmas and tell his story of Ogre Claus. It's just a really fun special. Donkey is hilarious in here, and it really felt like a big step up after Shrek the Third, which came out the same year. Everything is like amazing how a 27-minute holiday special is better than a 92-minute movie. It just really was a huge step up, and you get more of the ogre babies, which were teased a lot for the third movie, and they only show up in the last scene of the movie and everything, and they're just so adorable and everything. But I think that this short was really good and everything. So Shrek the Halls is number 4, and number 3 is Shrek II. I really like this movie quite a bit. When it first came out, I didn't care for it as much as I was hoping for. I was kind of disappointed in it. I think part of it was hype, and part of it was I just wasn't ready to watch it because of personal reasons. But I think that this one, every time I watch it, especially as I've gotten older, I enjoy it a little bit more. And like, every time I watch it, there's still references. Like, this movie has so many pop culture references that I either forget about or that I catch for the first time every time I watch it. And it's like really amazing how it still does that after all these years and everything. It's packed with pop culture references, and the jokes and stuff still land really well. There aren't really any moments that I don't think the jokes don't land and everything. It's really entertaining movie and everything. So Shrek 2 is number 3, and number 2 is Shrek Forever After. This was the last movie in the franchise, and I absolutely love this movie. I think it was a really fitting ending to the franchise and everything. It had really great story and everything. I love like this alternate universe. We get to see all these different ogres and stuff, which had always wondered why we didn't see more ogres in this franchise and stuff, and it was cool getting to see them in this and everything. It would have been kind of cool if we would have got to meet Shrek's parents or something, but they weren't in here. But getting to see all these other ogres and this alternate timeline where the events of the previous movies didn't happen and Fiona didn't get rescued and stuff, and she becomes like Princess Leia. She's the rebel princess and stuff. I thought that was really cool and just really, really good movie. Yeah, it actually feels like there's stakes and stuff in this movie. Like you know, even though you know it's still gonna have a happy ending, there's always that chance that it couldn't. I mean, they could have gone really dark and everything. I'm glad they didn't though. This is one of those franchises I wouldn't have wanted them to go that dark in everything. Some franchises I might, but not this one. And I think it was a perfect ending and a really good movie and everything. So Shrek Forever After is number 2. But of course, coming in at number 1 is Shrek, the original one from 2001. This is my favorite animated movie of all time and one of my favorite movies of all time. It's actually probably in my top 10, maybe even top 5 favorite movies of all time. I just absolutely love this movie from start to finish. It's just so funny. It has so many great jokes in here. It does have some pop culture references that I guess could be considered outdated, but growing up in that time, it doesn't really bother me because it references stuff from my childhood like The Matrix and stuff like that. The big middle finger to Disney throughout the whole movie is just done really well and everything. This movie was made by one of the pettiest assholes in movie history, Jeffrey Katzenberg and stuff, but in his pettiness we got one of the greatest animated movies of all time, and I would even say this is probably my favorite spoof movie of all time because it is counted as a spoof movie and everything. It's such a great movie. I absolutely love Shrek, so it's easily my number 1 favorite movie in the franchise and everything, and it still 20 years later an amazing movie and everything. It holds up really, really well. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of my ranking. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? How would you rank the franchise? If you don't want to do all of the entries, just do your favorite or ranking of the 4 movies, or 5 if you want to include Puss in Boots, or just tell me your favorite and least favorite movies in this franchise. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.